What is going on, guys? This is Eagles Galaxy here with my second video here on YouTube. And today I'm just gonna talk about some Eagles news, so let's get right into it with the DeSean Jackson news. In case you missed it, he suffered a broken ring finger in his left hand. The recovery for this injury is going to be about 3 to 4 weeks, and the season starts in 2. Jackson will be trying out a custom splint tomorrow, but it's currently unknown if he's going to be comfortable or not to play with that injury. If he's not ready, then he'll be sitting out the first game or two. Now, in my opinion, I think if it's bad and he doesn't feel comfortable playing with it, he should definitely be sitting it out. I'd much rather have him fully heal it and let it recover for the later games in the season, because there's going to be some way more important games. If he does play through the first game or two with the injury, I'm kind of worried he'll have a drop issue. Catching with an injured hand probably isn't going to be easy for him, and especially when there's a splint on it. But that's just my take on it. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it'll be completely normal. You won't even notice a difference besides he has a splint on. You never know. But we will find out about that later on. Moving on to the next story of the day, which was actually before the DeSean Jackson news, is the Eagles signed linebacker Hayes Pullard. He's a 4-year journeyman with some starting experience at middle linebacker, which is always good. In my opinion, the Eagles are just signing a guy on the fly to see if he's any good. That's really all there is to him. He has 100 career tackles, and he has 10 starts in 2017 with the Chargers. So you never know, maybe he's a sleeper to make the roster. Considering that there's only two days until the last preseason game, that's never a great sign for someone to make a roster who's just joining the roster to begin with. But you never know, maybe there's another injury there. Maybe he just does that good. Probably not, we'll see. Our next story that we had was actually kind of a surprise if you ask me. The Eagles waived Trey Sullivan, the safety. Sullivan's been with the team for a few years now after signing with them when he was undrafted in 2016, I want to say? I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments if you know, but he's been with the team for a while. He's been in practice, been on the practice squad, and he recently was on the roster in the playoffs, and he actually did fairly decent. So I am surprised that they just cut him. To my knowledge, he hasn't done much in training camp or preseason. That being combined with Andrew Sendejo and Jonathan Cyprin being on the roster, I think that just spelled the end for him. I think both of those guys are more proven. They are both veterans, so it makes sense. Not that Sullivan was a bad guy. I think he was pretty decent. I mean, he was a hard-hitting safety, I'll tell you that much. He looked like he was slowly getting better over the years, but maybe they still do plan on keeping him around. They're just going to sign him to the practice squad after final cuts. Maybe they just want to get a look on this new safety they signed, Jason Thompson. He is an undrafted rookie from I don't know where, to be honest. He was previously signed with the Patriots, but they waived him, I guess. Maybe if Thompson shows off more in the final preseason game than Sullivan has, though, maybe he takes the practice squad spot from Sullivan, and Sullivan is officially gone. Only time will tell, so we'll see. The final news story that I'm going to talk about is Jadeveon Clowney, the guy who's been in the news non-stop for the past few months. He reportedly prefers Philly and Seattle as a landing spot if he gets traded. I can't say I blame him. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to a contender team and a playoff contender team? If you guys follow my page, which I'm guessing you do if you're here right now, then you know my stance on this. I don't think the Eagles should trade for him. He's a great player. He's a top-tier defensive end that you would love to build your defense around. But the problem is the Eagles just don't have a big need for a defensive end at the moment. They've got Brandon Graham on contract, and they have Derek Barnett on his rookie contract. They have Deshaun Hall, they have Josh Sweat, and they have Sharif Miller, all on cheap contracts as great depth pieces. Plus you have veteran Vinny Curry on a 1-year contract. Now, we also need to mention the gigantic contract extension that Jadeveon Clowney wants. He wants, I believe it was around 5 years, $110 million. The Eagles can't afford to give him that contract. I know Howie Roseman is a cap god. He might be able to work out a deal for that. Do I want him to with our current team? Nope. And some people are going to say just bring him on a one-year deal so that way they can get a Super Bowl winning team right now. They think that'll guarantee a Super Bowl, which, I gotta be honest, it kind of does sound like a Super Bowl winning team to me. However, there's always a big however when it comes to things like this. Jadeveon Clowney doesn't want to play on that one-year contract. He wants his extension right now. I can't say I blame the guy who wouldn't want a big contract extension like that. But yeah, he just flat out doesn't want to play unless he gets that contract extension. Now, I know even further what people are going to say, that maybe him being on a Super Bowl caliber team will change his mind. But the thing is, look at the Texans. They're already an extremely talented team who could compete for a Super Bowl this year as well. If he's not willing to play for the team that drafted him on his one-year deal, why would he want to go to a team that traded for him on a one-year deal? That's really all I've got to say about that. Again, if Jadeveon Clowney does get traded to the Eagles, I would be very excited. I would be hyped as hell, as you guys would see that on my page and on this YouTube channel. But I really don't think they need to. That's all I'm trying to say. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or you agree with me and why. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. Give me any feedback you have in the comments below. I know this video is far from perfect. I'm still a rookie at this. I'm not like on Instagram where I'm pretty smart and knowledgeable on it. But let me know. Thanks for watching.